Is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. We're broadcasting live from Lima, Peru, at the COP20, the UN Climate Change Conference. Yes, it's known as the COP20, the 20th annual conference of the parties to the 1992 United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, or UNFCCC. The summit is being held at the Peruvian Army headquarters known as El Pentagonito. It's a site with a dark history. It was built in 1975 by the dictator Juan Velasco Alvarado. The army under President Alberto Fujimori later used the base to torture and interrogate political prisoners, including members of the Shining Path. This week, the base is being used to host representatives from over 190 nations attending the Climate Change Conference. Secretary of State John Kerry is expected to arrive here on Thursday. The last time a U.S. Secretary of State attended the summit was Hillary Clinton in 2009 in Copenhagen. On Monday, the People's Summit on Climate Change kicked off in Lima in a city park miles from the well-fortified UN talks. Meanwhile, inside the talks, a number of actions took place. On Monday afternoon, activists gathered to protest the oil giant Shell. A representative from the company, David Hone, Shell's climate change advisor, spoke at a panel inside the United Nations conference. Democracy Now!'s Mike Burke was there when scores of summit delegates attempted to walk into the Shell event. In a moment, you'll hear one of the protest organizers, Pasco Sabido of the Corporate Europe Observatory, with me right here. But first, Godwin Uy Ojo. He's executive director of Environmental Rights Action, Friends of the Earth, Nigeria.
Since 1956, when Shell came to Nigeria's Niger Delta, the Niger Delta have known no rest. It has been conflict, violence, human rights violations, killings, and series of deaths. You all are aware of the situation of the Kensarowiwa. Shell has polluted our rivers. Shell has taken our land. Shell has destroyed our livelihood. We say it is time that the world stand up against Shell, that they cannot continue in their violence against people, in their violence against communities. Shell has no place in Nigeria. Shell has no place in these negotiations.
Right next door, we've got Shell sponsoring an event on our energy future. So we're now going to calmly, very peacefully, go over to their side event and ask them why they're in here and try and walk through with them. So if you'll please follow us in a calm way, we're now going to go to the side event of Shell and see if we can interact.
We're supposed to be outside.
Oh, we're finished. The action's finished. We're now at the entrance of the International Missions Trading Association Pavilion, where they're trying to present themselves as part of a climate solution. In fact, the event they're about to hold is with Shell, one of the biggest polluters in the world, the World Coal Association, who's trying to promote coal as a solution to climate change, and the Global Carbon Capture and Storage Institute. This event is also sponsored by Chevron, and these are not players we want to see in our climate solutions and our climate policy. So we're here to ask them if they politely please leave, and we don't want to see fossil fuels anywhere near these talks.
Can you talk about some of the people that are taking part in this action?
So this is people from the Niger Delta, from the tar sands in Canada, people being affected in Peru, in Colombia. So people from all around the world, whether you're north or south, have solidarity in standing against these destructive corporations and the impacts they're having. They're not in the interest of any of us, so why should they be here? And the last thing to say is we also have Lord Nicholas Stern, who's supposed to be speaking at this event. He's a well-known climate economist and respected, producing the Stern Review in 2006, and yet here he is lending his legitimacy to such an event of full solutions. And I'm sure he doesn't agree with such a fossil fuel-driven future, but yet he's putting his name to this. And I think both him and the UNFCCC have to realise that they're lending their legitimacy to solutions that are only going to lead to dangerous and extreme global warming, which is not something that any of us want.
My name is Godwin Ojo, Environmental Rights Action, Friends of the Earth, Nigeria. We are here to condemn the activities of Shell in COP20. Shell is promoting dirty energy as part of the energy future of the world. The people you see here gathered, civil society groups, they say no. It is time for energy transformation of the world, from dirty energy, from nuclear, from coal, from oil, to that of renewable energy, in line with the African position of renewable energy feed-in tariffs. This is why we are here. Share, in addition, has caused monumental havoc in the Niger Delta. They have destroyed our rivers, they have destroyed our livelihood, they have destroyed all that the people depend on. So they make profit without concern for local people. So it is time they are no longer part of the economy of Nigeria, they are no longer part of the energy future of the world. So this is why we are pushing for renewable energy, and to say Shell has no part in COP20 or any Earth summit whatsoever.